Hi everyone. So my second live. Where I'm looking, camera's up there. I'm going to take my glasses off because all I can see is glare. Okay, so I don't know if anyone is joining me here today or not. I've notified a few people that I'm going to be on, so I hope someone will join me soon. This is the awkward part of doing a live that I was always worried about. Is anybody watching? Okay, if anybody's wanting to know, my eye makeup today is Colourpop, and this is in the shade Issa. It's this beautiful purple chrome. So, yeah. That is, if you can see it. So it is Issa, and it is a Colourpop Super Shock Shadow, and that's what's on my eyes today. On my lips, I have Colourpop in Lumiere, so that is this one. So that is what is on my lips. Hi, Charmed Wench! I didn't know whether you'd be able to join me or not, because I know you've got the little one, and obviously your other little girl as well. So I didn't know whether you'd be able to join me or not. So I'm really glad you did. So how are you? Yeah, so basically today I got tagged yesterday in a Thunder and Lightning tag that the lovely Laura from the Bollum Family channel did. So I have her questions here. So because I believe that some places in the UK over the last few days have had some thunder and lightning, which I'm not surprised because we've had a few really, really lovely days of sun. And generally here in the UK, that normally means it's going to be followed pretty quickly by a couple of days of rain and clouds. And it was also a bank holiday, so that's always full of oh, he's just been fed, has he? Oh, that's good. So yeah, yeah, here in the UK, sun generally is followed by rain. Is it? It's horrendous there and raining now. See, here in Middlesbrough, we haven't had bad weather. It's been raining, yeah, but not like torrential and not like no thunder and lightning at the moment, so that's good. So yeah, we've not really had it bad up here at all, and generally, up in the north we get it quite bad. But yeah, I'm looking that way because that's the window. I got a new light bulb for my bedroom, and it's a daylight bulb. So I look up and I'm blinded. That wasn't a good idea. So I have more light. I have better light in my bedroom. So this is my desk, my vanity. So I'm going to start off with these 10 questions about thunder and lightning. So yeah, you can get a bit of insight into how I feel about it. So number one, does thunder and lightning scare you? Yes. I hate it. It it triggers my anxiety, and I'm a quivering wreck. in Thunder and Lightning. I get really nervous. I've been nervous since yesterday, since seeing the Bolam family's video, knowing that some places in the UK have had thunder and lightning. Because I don't watch the news, and I don't watch, obviously, the weather after the news report. I don't know, unless I look out of my window, what the weather's going to be like. So I didn't know that thunder and lightning was, happening here in the UK in certain places. As I say, it's only just been raining here. But knowing that further down south they've had thunder and lightning storms, I've been a little on edge ever since, because I'm wondering when it's going to start hitting here in Middlesbrough. So yeah, thunder and lightning, it doesn't just scare me, it terrifies me. I'm actually really, really scared of it. Number 2, which would you stop if you could stop one or the other, thunder or lightning? See, all of it. Thunder triggers my anxiety. Like, as soon as I hear thunder, I'm like rabbit caught in headlights, kind of like, oh my god, it's starting, and it terrifies me. But it's the lightning that really like catches me, and I hate the lightning bit of it. That's when my anxiety jumps from like amber to red, because I have like a traffic light system with my anxiety. So if I'm green, I'm okay. If it's amber, then there's anxiety there, but I've got control of it. If it's red, it's anxiety is out of control, and I need like somebody else's influence to help me. So yeah, thunder sets me amber on my anxiety level, but lightning sets me to red. So I would definitely take away the lightning, because I can cope with the thunder. It sets me on edge. It sets my anxiety like off, but it's the lightning that really takes me up. So I would take away the lightning. Number 3, do you watch thunderstorms? No. No. I go out in it and film. I get so excited. I have beautiful memories of my dad watching thunderstorms. I wonder if you had a negative trigger of the storm. Yes. Yeah. I'll be answering that actually in a few moments. I just noticed it was Lightning Lass's comment. Hi. Nice for you to join me, Lightning. I'm so glad you're here. Very nervous for like a first like proper chatty live with people. So yeah. God no. What amazing memories you have with your dad. No, I don't have memories of going out and watching it. Yeah, no, I don't watch thunderstorms. The closest I'll get to watching a thunderstorm is if it's in film. There was a film about storm chasers and things like that. I find that fascinating. Oh, I find those sorts of films, those, films about thunderstorms and, disaster movies and things like that. I love watching those. But actual real thunderstorms outside where I live, no. Sweet Home Alabama. Is that with I forget the actress's name now. They capture the lightning and make glass. Yes, that is the film I've seen. Yeah, I have seen Sweet Home Alabama. That, I think if I could see, I find that fascinating. I would love to own. That's it, Reese Witherspoon. She's an amazing actress. I love her. Yeah, you've all got better memories than I have. Yeah, I would love to own a piece of lightning like that. It does make lightning romantic. That would be amazing. I would love to own a piece that was like captured lightning like that. So yeah, movies like that and the thunderstorm chasers and things like that, storm chasers. I love those movies, but watching thunderstorms myself, no, no way. Eyes closed, yeah, uh, pretty much. So, but yeah, I do love those films. Question number 4. What is your favorite activity to do during a thunderstorm? Well, I wouldn't say it was a favorite activity because I am terrified during a thunderstorm. So I'm not thinking about doing any activities during a thunderstorm except hiding. So that would be what you will find me doing during a thunderstorm, hiding. I used to hide under the bed when I was a kid. Literally, I would go up to my room and just hide under my bed. But I'm too big for that now, so you'll find me hiding under the covers. Hiding under the bed covers is pretty much what I do during a thunderstorm. And my daughter Rowena, she finds it highly hilarious, actually really hilarious, and she winds me up about it. She obviously doesn't have an issue with thunderstorms, and she's always laughing at me because I'm like a rabbit caught in headlights. Like, it's just, yeah. She just takes the mick out of me all the time. Number 5. Do you count between the thunder and the lightning to guess the distance? No, and I never have done. My parents used to try and get me to do that, to try and help with my anxiety about thunderstorms, but I didn't want to know how close it was. Do any of you count between the thunder and lightning? I mean, I don't know if that's just a myth or what. I don't know. But yeah, no, I do not count. I don't count because I don't want to know how close that thunderstorm is. That would just scare me. You do, lightning lass. I guess if you've got fond memories and you do enjoy thunderstorms, it's nice to do the counting thing. But because I'm so terrified all the time, I'm just literally trying to control my anxiety. I have techniques that I've learned um, because obviously I've been terrified of thunderstorms since I was a kid, and um, and obviously now with my mental health issues, I have like clinical anxiety. So now I have fear of thunderstorms with anxiety, which just is like, um, so I'm generally, all I'm concentrating on doing is keeping a control of my anxiety. Otherwise, you know, I can become really ill. So it's quite a terrifying time for me, really. Thunderstorms. It's mad. It's only Mother Nature, but yeah, it's quite a terrifying time for me. 6. Have you been out in a storm? I'm terrified of planes when they fly over, especially if lower down. My husband thinks I'm bonkers because I have such a panic. Yeah, isn't that strange, Lightning Lass? Basically, it's like when you have a problem or an issue with something, like yourself with planes and myself with thunderstorms, your family, even though they care about you and they love you, they're pretty much the first ones to go, "You're nuts," basically, and laugh at you. Especially my daughter, she just laughs continuously at me, and winds me up about it. You know that they're there for you and they care about you, but they're the first ones to take the mick out of you because you're panicking over something that is technically really silly, but to you it's not silly. And um, for you, there's obviously a real fear, and and then you can't help it. You know in yourself, once it's over and done with, once the thunderstorm is over and done with, I can laugh and joke about how silly I was. But at the time, I just can't cope with thunderstorms. Have you been out in a storm? I was. When I was a kid, we lived in a little village called Burton Fleming in North Yorkshire. And I used to have to, it was such a small village that we had to catch a bus to school, which was actually in the next village, the junior school. And I had to catch the bus every day with my brother, and we would go to school. And at the end of the school day, it started to rain. And I just thought, oh, okay, we're going to get wet in the rain. It's fine. Rain doesn't bother me. And then we got off the bus and I heard it rumble. I heard the thunder. And I was like, it's starting to thunder and lightning. So I was like, I'm going to run home. And my brother was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You have to stay with me. You have to walk home with me. That's the rules. That's what Mum said. And I was like, I want to run. I want to run home so I can get under my bed. And he wouldn't let me run. He wouldn't let me go. He forced me to walk with him, and I swear he walked slower. There's no love lost between me and my brother. And then when I was about 2 streets away from the house, I saw lightning strike a field near us, and that was it. I was off. Charmed Wench, I experienced a typhoon when I lived in Hong Kong as a child. That was a crazy experience. Wow. By any chance, were you an army child? Your dad in the army? Because I know my dad went to Hong Kong for a while, but we never went with him. He just went on his own. But I can imagine experience a typhoon. Yeah, I was an army child. Army brat, as they called us then. Wow, experiencing a typhoon. Oh God, no. Oh, no, terrifying me. But yeah, I saw lightning strike in a field just opposite, like in my line of sight. Pads brats, yeah. Yeah, and that was it. I was off. I don't think I've ever ran so fast in all my life. And I got in, and my mum was like, "Where's your brother?" And I was like, "I don't care. It's thunder and lightning." And I ran upstairs and I hid under my bed. And I could hear my brother come in not long after, and he was like, "Oh, she ran away from me. She wouldn't walk with me." And so I got called downstairs. And why did you run away from your brother? You know you're supposed to walk home together. And I was like, "It's thunder and lightning," and he wouldn't walk faster. And I ended up getting a little bit of a telling off for not walking with my brother, but they kind of let me off a little because they know how terrified I was of thunder and lightning. So yeah, I got caught out in the thunder and lightning. But now that I'm an adult and I don't have to walk home with my brother, if it's thunder and lightning, I'm not going anywhere. So number 7, have you seen destruction caused by a storm? So yes, I have. And this was actually the start of my fear of thunderstorms, which was what Lightning Lass was asking if I'd ever, experienced its destruction, and that's where my fear comes from. It is. Charmed Wench, I was in Osnabrück in Germany because my dad was stationed over there, and we lived in like blocks of flats. They weren't very tall flats, but they were about 4 stories high and about 4 or 5 flats wide. So they were quite wide but low. And I know we were like 2nd or 3rd floor because we had a balcony that looked out down onto the a grass playing area between the flats. And I remember one night there being a particularly bad storm, a lot of thunder and lightning, but I don't remember being frightened of it at that point. And the next morning, I had to walk to school, and the block of flats next to ours had been struck by lightning, and part of the concrete wall at the side of the building had crumbled. It was on the floor in rubble, and because I could see that, because I asked my mum, what has happened? You know, what's happened there, mum? And she said, oh, the lightning struck it. And you were born in Hanover. We lived in flats like that too. I've lived in a few places in Germany. Yeah. My brother was born in Berlin, and I was born in County Antrim in Northern Ireland because of my dad being in the army. So yeah. What regiment was your dad in then, Charm Wench? Because my dad was in the Green Howards. So yeah. A lot in common. Yeah, so because I'd seen that destruction on the side of the building, I suddenly, it kind of, Coldstream Guards. Oh, wow. Seems like you got to travel with your family, whereas my dad kind of travelled on his own, and we just stayed in like either Catterick Garrison or Osnabrück in Germany. So, oh, you were an army wife, Lightning lass. Wow. See, I don't think I could marry an army man. That was never something I could ever do. My brother went into the army, and as I say, my dad was in the army, so it's hard being an army wife, though. Yeah. So yeah, because I saw that destruction at the side of the building, it hit me at an early age how powerful Mother Nature could be, and how destructive it could be, and so, and it frightened me. It frightened me that Mother Nature could be so powerful and so strong. And if it could do that to a concrete building, what would it do if it hit me? And I think that frightened me as a young child, because I must have only been about 4 or 5 years old at the time. And so, yeah, that is where my fear comes from, because I saw it literally take down a concrete side of the building. So yeah. Number 8. Are you one to calm others or be calmed by others? Well, I think you can pretty much guess the answer to that. Yeah, it was scary. My husband is my bodyguard, basically. He is 6'5". He's a big guy, and his arms are about as long as my legs. And yeah, we have measured them. He has really long arms, and he gives the best hugs. And I take full advantage of that when there is a thunderstorm, and as many other times as I can take advantage of. Yeah, he gives me great big hugs when he can see that my anxiety is high. So there is a plus side to a thunderstorm, I suppose. Is that I get a great big hug from my husband, and yeah, he pretty much he helps calm me down. My daughter does nothing but laugh at me, wind me up. She's always like, "Oh, let's open the curtains," and I'm like, "No." Oh, thank you, Lightning Lass. No. I'm really, really lucky to have found Scott, in all honesty. And it was Facebook. I found him, got talking to him on Facebook by chance. So yeah, yeah, he makes me smile. He does. He's downstairs at the moment playing Call of Duty. So he's my protector. He's my bodyguard. We'll see how much you guys will reach. Oh, thank you. Oh, the honeymoon was amazing. The the cruise was just phenomenal. If you don't mind boats and you don't mind open sea, I really highly suggest going on a cruise at some point in your life, because it was an experience I don't think I'll ever forget. And I mean, of course, it was special because it was our honeymoon, but just the whole experience was amazing. It really was. So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed our honeymoon, and we might be going on another cruise next year with the mother-in-law. So, might not be quite so romantic with mother-in-law in tow, but yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it. So, but yeah, so Scott comforts me. Rowena takes the nick out of me. So yeah. Question number 9. Have you ever lost someone from in a thunderstorm, either struck by lightning or from the causes of a storm? No. Luckily here in the UK, our weather system isn't as devastating as that. I know recently in sort of the last 5 to 10 years, we've had a lot of flooding in the country, but I've always been lucky in that neither me nor my family live in any areas quite badly affected by flooding. I did, however, last year, if I remember rightly, we had a bit of a thunderstorm, quite a bad thunderstorm, and a couple of days later, one of my baby rabbits passed away, died. But I don't know if you would class that as losing someone. It was a rabbit, and she was only about 6 months old. It was the daughter of my female that I've got now. So I don't know if you would class that as losing someone because of a storm, but if I remember rightly, she passed away a couple of days afterwards, and I remember thinking to myself, maybe I should have brought the rabbits in when I heard the storm. But again, because of my anxiety, I wasn't thinking straight. Otherwise, I probably would have brought them in. And the final question is, no matter whether you're a fan or not, do thunderstorms make you jump? Yes, actually, they make me squeal. When I hear the thunder, that's it. I'm on edge. And then when that lightning happens, I tend to sort of go like this and squeal like a little mouse. So yeah, it makes me jump. It makes me squeal. I'm a big baby, and I don't like thunderstorms. It's plain and simple, really. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that insight into like my journey through thunderstorms. And I really enjoyed that tag. So thank you to the Bollum family for tagging me in it. So I don't know if anyone wants to ask me any questions while I'm online. I'd be happy to answer any questions you've got. So you should do it, Lightning Lass. Let us know, your thoughts and feelings. I'll once I finish the live, I will put in the description box or in a comment the questions. So if you want to do this as well, you can do. It'll be nice to see it from somebody's point of view who actually enjoys them for whatever strange reason. Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult because before the experience as a child, I don't ever remember being frightened of them. So I guess if I hadn't have seen that destruction on the side of the building, I probably wouldn't be scared of them. Because I love the rain. That's a daft that's the tough thing. I would rather stand out in the rain than stand out on a really, really hot day. Oh, I would really love to stay and chat with someone. Need to cuddle to get into sleep. Speak soon, lovely. Take care. Oh, you give him a great big hug from me. Yeah. Bye, honey. Oh, so special having a baby to cuddle. But I've spoken with me and Scott were speaking a while back, and we were saying about, because I obviously don't want any more children. I'm like close to 40. Too late for me to bring in kids into the world, for me personally. And we were saying about, if we did have a baby, what kind of parents and that would we be, kind of thing. And I was like, well, to be fair, it would be a very big baby because of Scott. Although I might be able to like average it out a bit, so it'd be a normal sized baby because I'm quite short and he's quite tall. So hopefully, between the two of us, it would average it out, so it wouldn't be too big a baby. But because Scott is so protective of me, of Rowena, even of our pets, it's like if he had a child, a son or a daughter, I'd have to hold him back at the school gates because he'd want to go and have a word with the teacher if something was up. So we decided, yeah, definitely no kids. But Rowena is Di was 5 months, Eddie was 10, 11. Wow. I think Rowena was £8.11, and Melissa, my youngest daughter, was £8.10. So yeah, I had big babies. But wow, 10, 11. Wow. Eddie was a big baby. Probably straight into 0 to 3 clothes then as well, because I know Rowena at £8.11, she was really long, so she pretty much bypassed newborn clothes. She went almost straight into 0 to 3s, so because newborn trousers and things like that just was too short for her. So bless her. Induced a week before due date, and he was 9'7". Wow. Yeah. Rowena was a week late. She was due on the 27th of November, which was actually my nana's birthday. But the day she was due, I was actually I went shopping in town, and I was in Woolworths, which shows you how long ago that was. And the lady at the till was like, she was only a young lass. She was like, "Oh, when you due?" And I was like, "Today." And she was like, "Oh, have it now, have it now." And I was like, "No." But I actually ended up going into hospital that day because I ended up getting really bad pains in my head. And I couldn't look at the light, and lights, I became really light sensitive. And the midwife said, "Okay, we're going to take you straight into hospital because you are due." So took me into hospital. Turned out I had just a viral infection, but they kept me in, and then within 5 days, I went into labour. So I was already in hospital. That was the days when you could stay in hospital for that length of time. But yeah, I was already in hospital when I went into labour, so I was pretty lucky. 17-hour labour with Rowena, which was fun. good birth. Yeah, 17 hours labour with Rowena. And I ended up getting a epidural because I couldn't take gas and air with her because I kept being sick. So, oh, hi, Laura. Nice of you to join us. I've just finished doing the tag. But glad you could finally join us. Oh, thank you. Yeah, ended up having to have an epidural, which is that needle up your back, because I just couldn't take gas and air. It was making me sick. So I was high. I was high as a kite all the way through my labour. I had my mum in the room with me, and I had Rowena's dad with me. Every time Rowena's dad went to put his hand on my shoulder or my knee or whatever, I was like, get off me. I don't know why. I just didn't want him anywhere near me. But in the end, Rowena had to be pulled out with forceps because I just didn't have the energy to push anymore. So, yeah, it was quite not traumatic, but it was just really. Did I tag anybody? I kind of tagged Lightning Lass. I don't know if you noticed. So I will tag Lightning Lass and Charmed Wench for definite, because you watched it and kind of joined in with your stories. So I'd like to hear more, especially because Lightning Lass seems to like him. Yay! I'm so glad. So yeah, Rowena was born 9:15 at night, 8:47 p.m. exactly. And because I was still attached to a drip, because I'd had the epidural, they decided to take Rowena into the nursery overnight. So it's kind of been a little bit of a regret that I had, that, you know, I couldn't spend that first night with her at all. But, you know, I got her back in the morning. It was fine. I got a good night's sleep. And then I spent another 2 or 3 days in hospital. So in total, I was in hospital for about eight days, over having Rowena. So yeah, it was because I just turned 20 when I gave birth to Rowena. So I guess they thought that keeping me in for a little while would be easier on me. So yeah, that was Rowena. Melissa was a little bit more fun. I went into labour with Melissa, so I got taken into hospital. Oh no, I was going to get induced. That's how that happened. No, Laura. Nope. No, Scott and I have decided not to have children. As far as he's concerned, he has a child, and that's Rowena, so he doesn't necessarily need one of his own. And I'm too old. So yeah. But yeah. Yeah, I was induced 2 weeks early with Melissa because I had SPD, which is symphysis pubis dysfunction or something like that. Basically, my hips were in a lot of pain, and I think Charmed Wench had a similar problem, similar diagnosis during her pregnancy with one of her children, if I remember rightly. But I'm sure she'll correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, Charmed Wench, if I am. I'm sure somebody I know has had it. But I was in a lot of pain, so they decided to induce me 2 weeks early. So they went to break my waters, but she was sat incorrectly. So it is nasty. SPD is very nasty. So because Melissa was sat incorrect, like in the wrong way in my belly, they decided not to break my waters. But they'd already started to induce me. They'd already given me the tablet to induce me. So they then stopped the labour. But they'd already taken me down to the labour ward at that point. So I had to go back up to the prenatal ward and went back to a bed on the prenatal ward. And then the next day, they started me again. And they left me a lot longer this time before they took me down. And they were having problems with the gas and air tanks. In the one they brought me when I asked for it, they brought me one that was empty. So then I had to wait for them to go back down and bring me up another one. That wouldn't connect to the breathing apparatus. So then they had to go and get another one. So I was in an awful lot of pain, having to use my breathing techniques, trying to. By this point, I was in proper like contractions. Eventually, they got me a proper gas and air tank, the proper like connection, and eventually I was taken down. And the official time for Melissa's delivery was 6 hours, so that was fun. This time she was born sort of midday, so I didn't have to have her taken away from me, put into the nursery or anything. She came straight to the ward with me. But it was because she was born in May, it was really, really warm in the hospital. And I don't know why, but they still had their heaters on, the radiators on in the ward. So I was absolutely like sweltering. I was right by the window, so the sun was belting down on my bed, and it was just horrendous. It really was. So I actually discharged myself from the hospital within 24 hours because I just couldn't cope being in that hospital. And every time I got Melissa laid down, a baby would cry, and that would wake her up, and then she would cry, and then she wouldn't settle properly, and it was just horrendous. So and when Melissa was born, I was 30, so because there's 10 years age difference, so I knew more how to deal with a baby by that point. So I discharged myself from hospital for Melissa. So that was fun. Once I got her home, she was fine. I still had some symptoms of my SPD, so I couldn't pick her up and carry her up the stairs. So my mum stayed with me for 2 weeks after she was born, so that she could like pick her up and carry her to bed, or to bring her down in the morning, put her in the Moses basket at the side of the sofa, so I could just grab her and give her a feed or whatever. So yeah, it was yeah, fun. But yeah, that's the story of my two children's birth. Didn't think that was where this conversation was going to go, but anyway. Is there any other questions anybody would like to ask me? Personal, life, or makeup related? Either or? I've really enjoyed this actually. Really nice speaking to you, Lightning Lass, and Charmed Wench as well, and obviously Laura as well from the Bollum family. So really have enjoyed it. I don't know because you joined me later. latest and beauty posters. Are those my my makeup tutorials? I've got on my eyes today. This is the Colourpop. Oh, these ones. Yeah, when now I get what you mean. When I've had my latest in beauty boxes, I really like these little cards. I think it's a real nice touch. So when I get these little cards, I just, stick them up. No, little sort of like pick me ups first thing in the morning when I'm doing my makeup. But yeah, so this is what's on my eyes today. This is the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in Issa. So that is what I've got on my eyes today. It's starting to rub off on this side actually, but that's because I have watery eyes. It's nothing to do with the Super Shock Shadow. It's nice, isn't it? It makes this area just seem a little bit more than just a desk. Going to start filming your Monday makeovers. I found another way to do it. So sad that you finished. Oh, I'm going to start a series fairly soon. Oh, that'll be great to watch. That will be really, really fun to watch. And see, what you come up with. In regards to my Monday makeovers, it makes sense to me. In regards to my Monday makeovers, I do see, because I film in my bathroom. I don't know if you've noticed, but I always film in my bathroom. I'm currently in my bedroom at the moment. Because it's got the best light in the house. So we don't have much natural light in this house. One of the main reasons is that I don't open my curtains or my blinds because of my anxiety. So the best room for me to film is in the bathroom because it's got this big window, and it's got that frosted glass so that the glare doesn't come through the window, and nobody can look through the window. So I film in there, but what that also means is I have to drag everything from my bedroom across the landing into the bathroom. So when I do makeup tutorials on there, I have to drag everything with me, my brushes, my wet wipes, my face wipes for swatches and things, and all my makeup and everything. And it gets a bit of tedious work. I mean, I enjoy doing the tutorials, although sometimes I find it a bit awkward making sure that I'm still in shot whilst trying to look into a mirror, hoping that you can still see what I'm doing. I've had to refilm a lot of my videos, my makeup videos, because I'm doing my makeup and this is all you see of me. So I'm still getting used to making sure I'm in camera shot when I'm doing my makeup. So I do find doing the makeup tutorials a little bit more difficult than doing Project Pan videos or haul videos or things like that. So yeah, that does factor in as to why I don't do many makeup videos. I've now got a new light up in my bedroom, which is a daylight bulb. So now I've got much better lighting in my bedroom. And I got the daylight bulb from Home Bargains actually for about £3.50. So I I don't know if that might help any of you. So, yeah, I might be able to do more videos here in my bedroom with this as my backdrop, which will mean doing my makeup so much easier, because if I forget something, I can literally just turn around and grab it, rather than having to like pause the camera and then come back into my bedroom and then grab it and all of that. So yeah, but I do plan on doing some more makeup tutorials in October, because I'm going to be doing a Disney villain Halloween sort of special. So I think I'm going to do the same as what I did throughout May, which was every Monday in October, another makeup look, Disney villain inspired. So if you've got any favorite Disney villains that you'd like to see me do, then let me know, and I'll see what I can come up with. So that is going to be quite interesting. So I know it's ages away. I was actually I was watching a video yesterday, somebody's beauty video, like a makeup collection or something, and or a declutter. And someone said, "Oh, I'm going to keep this palette because I want to do some World Cup inspired makeup in June." And I thought, what a great idea! So I'm going to have to try and remember what video it was, so I can kind of give her the credit for giving me the idea. So I might do some World Cup inspired makeup looks in June. Talking of football. Hi, honey.
Hi.
What's up? What you doing? No. So, yeah, thank you. Husband was pretty excited for me doing World Cup makeup. Hey, babes, you're gonna have to tell me all the colours though. Hey. Bollum family says, "Hey, Scott."
Hi.
You playing Call of Duty? Is your friend been playing with you, or are you on your own? I could hear you laughing and giggling. Well, go play her then. Anybody else have a problem husband like that? Nah, I don't mind him playing Call of Duty. He watches Call of Duty. Well, he plays Call of Duty, and I watch YouTube. Sorts us out. We call it being mutually unsociable, socially unsociable kind of thing. Yeah, yeah. So I might do some. Yes, yeah. I'm so glad you got 100 subscribers. You've got 100 subscribers a darn sight quicker than I got my first 100. That's for sure. So yeah, congratulations, Bollum family. That's the thing. It's like I've been on YouTube now for about 4 years, I think it is, and I'm still only at 340 odd subscribers. But I don't mind, because I've changed my channel. That's the thing. I went from one hobby I used to have to makeup. So a lot of my subscribers are actually from my old hobby, but they've still remained subscribed to me, so that's nice. Even though I don't physically do videos for that hobby anymore, so because I'm not into it anymore like I used to be. So I think if all of them left me, I'd probably be back down to 200 subscribers. So, but I'm happy to grow slowly but surely. So I can't believe how quickly Lightning Lass has grown. Are you at 1,000 subscribers yet, Lightning Lass? Have you reached your 1K now? Did I see that? I know you were close. But I can't even begin to imagine being 1,000 subscribers. That's like when YouTube decided to spit on all the smaller YouTubers that were less than 1,000 subscribers and say, right, we're not going to pay for advertising anymore during your videos. And everybody was all up in arms. And I was kind of like, well, yeah, that is a bit of a pain, but it didn't really bother me because I hadn't figured out how to monetize my videos anyway. And B, it just means that my videos don't get the advertisement. I don't think. Do my videos have advertisements in them? I've never known if they do or not. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna do possibly a few makeup looks in June for the World Cup. Might definitely do something for the first England game, probably. I don't know if there's any palettes anybody would like me to try using. Tell you something. This palette from Monday's video, such a disappointment. I tried it again last night and just having a play with all these gorgeous shades. But all of them, that would take me a while. Had another play with it, tried them wet and with some Fix Plus, and all that ended up doing was ruining the shadow in the pan. So here I've had to scrape off a little bit of the product because dipping a wet brush into it just did not help it at all. I mean, the colour is gorgeous. It's so nice. Live that series. Wow, do my makeup live. Have people got 2 hours spare? I mean, we're already at almost an hour live already. Oh, love. I was gonna say, do makeup live. That would be fun. But yeah, love that series. Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed people. The interaction that I had with all my subscribers whilst doing that series. I mean, I'm still getting comments on my Tarte Be a Mermaid and Make Waves palette video. Even though, that was about 4 weeks ago now, I'm still getting new comments on that video. People saying that it's beautiful and stunning and trying to convince themselves they don't need that palette. So yeah, I mean, it is a stunning palette. This one. So I love it. And it smells of vanilla, which I really like as well. So Beached palette that's coming out very, very soon. I think it's out the beginning of June. So I think this looks very, very similar to the Beached palette, with that warm shades and then the couple of blues. So, but I think this palette, just the packaging on it, that's what sells this palette. I'll start out watching you both and love you both to have a chance at what I thought. Aww. I think Lightning Lass and I are both the same in that we don't pretend to be experts at what we're doing. We just love playing with our makeup. We just love creating new looks and playing with our makeup and seeing what we can achieve with it. And, you know, I'm sure Lightning Lass is the same as me in that, you know, we enjoy the fact that, you know, people like yourself, Laura, from the Bollum family, you know, you take that and it helps you because it means what we're doing means something. So yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. So I don't. I mean, I've apologised on a few videos saying I'm no expert, and then Charmed Wench has come on and gone, stop saying that. So she tells me off when I say I'm not an expert. I don't know what I'm doing. But oh, we have post. What have we got? Something from we open. What have been ordering from China now? Probably. So yeah, so we're glad that
You've got enough makeup.
I know I have. I just did my makeup inventory. So it's not good.
Makeup.
Oh, it's not makeup.
Oh,
It's my dotting tools for my nails.
holy shit, no makeup.
So some dotting tools. You'll have to slide down on the bum then.
Okay.
If I suddenly have to end the live because I've got to take Scott to the hospital, you'll know why. Yeah, I got some dotting tools. Ordered them from eBay. So maybe some nail art in the future. So yeah, I'm just, you know, Laura, we're glad that we can help you. Because that's what I like most about YouTube is that you can use it as a tool to help you like learn something new. So I love what you both do. So glad of your videos throughout my illness, especially at the start. You know what? YouTube helped me through a lot of my illness as well. I guess sometimes when your health is not at its best and you may be bedridden, thankfully nowadays we do have things like YouTube and Netflix and things like that that we can watch on our laptops and still feel a part of the world, whereas, you know, many years ago we wouldn't have had that. So YouTube is a massive help for me in my health. So I'm glad that it's helping you. I really, really am, Laura. So yeah, it's nice to know that what you're doing means something to someone. And I've had a few people either message me privately or mention on a video in a comment how my video that day has helped them and has inspired them or has made them giggle, you know, and that for me just it really makes a highlight of my day because I spend most of my time on YouTube. I don't even know why I pay for a TV license because I don't watch TV very much anymore. So, you know, knowing that what I'm spending most of my time doing is actually helping other people as well. It's great. It's the best. Today I'm going to get up and sit at the dressing table and play with my makeup and record. Oh, Laura, when you said the other day that you'd filmed the makeup tutorial for the mermaid palette from Tarte and that your camera hadn't recorded it, oh, my heart went out for you. I was like, yeah, she's recorded the video, yay! But it didn't record. Say what? It's like my jaw literally dropped, and my husband was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I was like, "Laura filmed the video for the mermaid palette, and it didn't record." And he went, "Oh God, I thought something serious had happened." I was like, "No." Well, it has, but oh my God, I would have I would have chucked my camera out of the window. Lightningless. Oh, yeah, YouTube has helped me last year with the selling of our house. YouTube is amazing. That was a very brave video. Which one was a brave video? Yeah. See, with like YouTube and Facebook really have kind of really been a massive part of like my life, because without Facebook, for sure, you know, I doubt I'd even be here, because if I hadn't have met Scott on Facebook and got talking to him that night that I did, you know, I was in and out of hospital at that point. I was seriously ill. And then I got talking to Scott, and he gave me a reason to get up in the morning, gave me a reason to get better. So, you know, Facebook and YouTube, just, I don't know. It has its, you know, its perks in that it's helped us girls get through difficult times, and then you'll get a nasty comment on one of your videos. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that as yet. I'm lucky in that I don't think I've ever received, not on my makeup videos, I probably definitely received some nasty comments on my previous hobby that was on YouTube. Yeah, I'm lucky in that I haven't had many nasty comments so far. That's my biggest worry. But I'm doing quite well. A lot of people are very nice to me at the moment, so I'm glad that it's helping us all. Trust me, it was a struggle doing the first ever Get Ready With Me, but I did it, and it looked so bloody good too. I bet it won't look so fucking good this time. Well, it'll be good for the laugh, I guess. Oh, I'm sure you do it. Well, just think of that first one as a practice. I do that sometimes when I know that I'm going to be using a particular palette in a Get Ready With Me or a makeup tutorial. And if I've not used that palette before and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, then the night before I know I'm going to shoot the video, then I'll have a bit of a play, even if it's just doing one eye. I'll practice the look that I'm intending to do the next day. And actually, in all truth and honesty, that Be a Mermaid and Make Waves palette video that I did with the Tarte palette, that was actually the second time I filmed that video as well, because the first time I went to shoot it, I got so far into the eye look and I didn't like it. And I thought, this isn't going where I want it to go. This isn't looking the way I want it to look. So, that colour's completely coming off now. So I stopped the video and I took all my eye makeup off and I started the video again. So actually, that Be a Mermaid and Make Waves palette video is the second time I filmed it. So yeah, I'm like this with Elvis. Without him, I wouldn't have my boys die. The source that brings us our life will always stay with us. So you with Facebook. Yeah, it's amazing how life. See, when I was at my deepest, darkest place back in 2015, like January, February of 2015, I was actively knocking at death's door. And part of me doesn't want to admit that, because it can be very upsetting for other people to hear that. but it's the truth. I was actively knocking at death's door. I was doing stupid things, and ending up in hospital for them because I'd lost everything. I'd lost my kids, and I just couldn't see a reason for going on. And I'd spent the last sort of majority of my life being a particular role. I was a mum. That's who I was. That's where I found most comfort in being. And all of a sudden I wasn't a mum. Well, I was, but they weren't there anymore. And it was difficult because if you're a drug addict or an alcoholic, you can stop going to the pub, or you can not go to the place where drugs are available. But when you've lost your children, the world is full of children, and it should be full of children. And children laugh and they shout and they make themselves heard, and they should, of course they should. But for someone who, I was missing my children and I wanted my children, and I could hear other people's children. And when I walked down the street, I'd hear parents shouting at their kids because they were being mischievous and naughty, or they weren't walking fast enough, or they were touching things in the shop that they shouldn't be. And I just wanted to grab hold of these parents and say, give your kids a hug. It was hard. And then as well, I don't know if anyone remembers, there was an advert by KFC, and the advert was a family who must have either adopted a little boy or were fostering a little boy, and the little boy was like really nervous coming into the first family dinner, and they pull out KFC and everybody joins in and has fun. Well, that hit a really bad nerve with me, because I was like, yeah, but they might be playing happy families, but somewhere there's a parent who is missing their little boy. I could see it from the birth parents' point of view that not all adoptions are, for the right reasons, really. And not all birth parents are, monsters, really. So for me, Facebook was a way for me to still have contact with the outside world, because I spent weeks sometimes not speaking to anyone, because all my friends had left because they couldn't cope with the way that I was, which I don't blame them, seeing me self-destruct like that. And so Facebook was my only connection to the outside world. And then happened to be scrolling through the mental health Facebook page, support group, and there was Scott's post, and he sounded like he was having a difficult time and just needed a bit of support. And at first I scrolled past it, didn't respond to it. But 5 minutes later I was scrolling past again and saw nobody had responded to him. So I thought, well, I know what loneliness feels like. I know what it feels like when there's nobody there for you. And I didn't want anyone else to feel that way if I could help it. So I responded, and we got talking, and 3 years later we're married. We worked fast. So yeah, very much still in love. He annoys the crap out of me sometimes, but doesn't every husband. I'm sure you two can agree. Sometimes you look at your husbands and you go, really? Like, really? But no, fundamentally, I love him deeply. So, yeah. Yeah. I love that Elvis has brought you two together, Lightning Lass, and with Di and your boys. I love that. I love that you have that shared interest that, and I hear you're going, oh, thank you. Thank you, Bolland family. I hear that Lightning Lash you're going on holiday next year with your husband, to Germany. So that'll be exciting. I'd love to see you vlog that. I really would. I'd love to see that vlogged. That would be amazing. I love watching your Elvis vlogs when you went to Blackpool last year. So we, Scott and I are going on holiday in October for my mother-in-law's birthday because she turned 60 this year. So we're going to sunny Skegness, stay in a caravan, on a caravan park there, and we're going to go to Skegness for her birthday. So that's our holiday this year. But as I say, mother-in-law wanted to go abroad next year, so well, she wanted to go abroad this year, but after paying for our honeymoon last year, we wanted 1 year where we weren't saving for a massive thing. Like in 2016, we were saving for the wedding, and in 2017, we were saving for the honeymoon. So we just wanted to, for this year, just not have to save for anything, because when you're not working and money's tight, it takes a long time for you to pay for anything. We've just had to sell our car because, well, we're in the process of selling our car because once Rowena finishes college in August, we lose her child benefit. So we're going to be even shorter with cash. So unless me or Scott can find work very soon, we're going to be struggling a lot with money. So yeah, we've had to sell our car because just can't afford the luxury of that anymore. Which is a shame because the car is like my safety net. When we go out shopping, if I start to struggle with my anxiety, we just get back to the car and I can sit in the car for a bit until I calm down, and then we can go back out shopping again or go home if it's too much for me. But yeah, it's a shame. But Bollum family, I'd love to see Germany. I'm toying booking a trip to Manchester in September and in London in January. Hopefully, Lightning Lass, hopefully, I went when I wasn't vlogging, so I can't wait. Yes, Blackpool in July. Your story reminds me of an Elvis song, and I love you so. Do you know it, hun? No, I've not heard that one. I'll have to look German next year on it. I went in 2013 and adored it, but no YouTube then. Yeah, definitely want to see Germany vlogged. Yeah, definitely. I just remember a big German market, going to a big German market when I was a kid, living there when my dad was in the army and we were stationed over there. And I got these two big dolls. They were huge. They were almost as big as me, but not as big as me now, but as big as me then. It's like your song with Scott. Tag you on Facebook. Oh, great. Yeah, do that, because I'd love to listen to that one. I love a bit of Elvis. Who doesn't? Scott and I do actually have a song. We danced to it at our wedding, and it's John Legend's I'm Such a Good Wife, and I can't remember the name of the song. Scott, what's our song called? What's our song called? That's it. All of Me Loves All of You by John Legend. That's our wedding song. We danced to it. Should I say, we hugged and swayed to it at our wedding because Scott doesn't like dancing. So actually, Rowena and I did a dance at our wedding, at my wedding. So yeah, me and Rowena did a little bit of a dance routine, which I was supposed to. I bought. Scott bought me a white summer dress from Simply Be that I was going to get changed into for the reception. But I was enjoying wearing my wedding dress so much that I didn't get changed. So I'm there doing a dance routine, doing turns and dips and all sorts in this big wedding dress with my daughter. So it was a lot of fun. But yeah, and I love you. So people ask me how I've lived till now. I tell them I don't know. I guess they understand how lonely life has been. But life began again the day you took my hand. That is like spot on how I feel with Scott. Obviously, my life with my children before I met Scott, it was amazing. But I think I died when they got taken away from me when I became ill. But I was reborn the day I met Scott. The day I married him, it was one of the best days of my life. Because I never thought that would happen. And I was getting to the point of my life where I thought, no one's ever going to marry me. And that's all I ever wanted as a child. I just wanted to be somebody's wife and somebody's mother. That was my career goals. That's all I ever wanted to be. I kept changing my mind as to what I actually wanted to do for a job, but I always wanted to be someone's mother and someone's wife, and now I am. I'm Scott's wife. So, any guesses what the new product that Soph is bringing out by Revolution? Ooh, I don't know, because she's done a eyeshadow palette. She's done a highlighter palette. She might be bringing out lip products, because or a brow product, maybe lips, probably lips. I'd probably guess a lipstick collection because she's done her palette, which I really really like, which is this one, which I know we all have because this is just a phenomenal palette. I know Lightning Lass has it because you got it way before I did. And I was so jealous. And you were doing makeup looks with it all the time. And I was like, I so want to get that. But I kept convincing myself I didn't need it. And then eventually my husband went out shopping one day on his own. I think he'd gone to college or something. And then when he phoned me before he came home, he says, "Oh, I've got a surprise for you, by the way." It's like, "Oh, okay then, thanks." And when he walked in, he says, "Close your eyes." I was like, "Oh, okay." Like this. And he put this palette and the highlighter palette in my hand. And I was like, "Oh my God." So yeah, he got sick and tired of me like chuntering about how much I wanted this palette. But then I kept talking myself out of this palette, so he just bought it for me instead. It is an amazing palette, Lightning Lass. It really is. I bet yours is much more loved than mine. Mine's barely been touched. I've done a couple of looks with it, but not a lot. I think my favourite shade is this one, Cloudberry. This is my favourite shade in the whole palette. Cloudberry. That beautiful, beautiful orange. It's just with the glitter in it, absolutely gorgeous. Bolland family, I've seen the new highlighter palettes today, but no sign of Soph's new item or items. I love that palette. Sophie's doing a number 2 palette. Possibly she could be doing another one because this has been out for what, a year now? So it could be another palette. I'm debating, is anybody else debating like me about getting the Tammy one and the Carmi Anyway one? Because I think if I was going to get either of them, I'd probably buy Tammy's because I just think the colours in it are really, really stunning. Whereas Carmi's one, it doesn't call to me as much. Lightning Lass, gotta go. Her mum's for the afternoon. I had the morning off, loved it. Yes, I'd love Tammy's. Oh, well, thanks for joining me, Lightning Lass. I really appreciate it because I know the kids are off school at the moment. So, and I know you've got to go look after your mum. So thanks for joining me. And yeah, really enjoyed chatting to you. So hopefully see your Thunder and Lightning tag coming soon. But thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. But you'd love Tammy's as well. Yeah, I think I'd probably go to Tammy's. Oh, hi Claire, you joined us. Hi Claire. Claire LeFerret is the lady that I did the American box swap with. So yeah, not sure if any of those palettes are available in the US. Oh, that's a shame. See, if we'd have been doing the box swap now, I'd have probably gotten you those palettes to send over. Have you received my box yet? Because last time I checked, it was still in transit. I bribed them with the iPad. See you soon. Oh, kids today. We didn't have iPads when we were kids. We just had to play Kirby outside with a football, not get into trouble with the neighbours. 7:30 a.m. here, and I'm having breakfast. Glad you didn't do the stream any earlier. I've been on for an hour and a half, Claire. But you know I can waffle. Still in transit. Yeah, that box was lovely. Claire, I've got the Issa eyeshadow on today. It started to rub off on this eye, but that's because it's watery. That's what happens with my makeup. I do my videos and I create these lovely eye looks. And then within half an hour of going downstairs, half of it's come off because my eyes water so badly. But yeah, I've got Issa on my eyes today. So, well, on that eye, this one's starting to rub off. Where's my... I'm going to try and patch it back up again. But yeah, I just love this. It's stunning. It is really, really stunning. So that's what it looks like. And do you know what I've gone and done, Claire? And Laura, actually. You're going to laugh at me. I've put in an order with Colourpop. I have. Because I absolutely love this. I mean, look at that already. What if you set the cream shadow with a translucent powder? Oh, that's an idea. I'll try that actually. Try and patch it up. See what I mean about how awkward it is to like keep in shot. Yeah, I might try that. Try doing that actually. That's fixed it somewhat. Yeah, that'll do. But yeah, love colourful. Wish we got Wet n Wild here though. Me too, Laura. I've been using my this palette, which is now my baby Pan That palette. So far, not much dip in there at all. But I've mainly been using the brow bone highlight and the eyelid colour. This crease colour is really nice, but it's glittery, so I don't generally tend to put it in my crease. But yeah, it's fun. But yeah, I just love those Colourpop Super Shock eyeshadows. So I've ordered some more. I ordered the, you know, the latest collection, which has all the butterflies in the yellow packaging. I can't remember what the collection's called, but I ordered the set of lippy sticks because I've got the lippy sticks Lumiere on my lips today, and I love that. I just love the consistency of it. This one, that's what I've got on my lips today. I just love its consistency. I just love it. I think it's so stunning and beautiful, and not much left. But I absolutely love it. So I was so happy to do this swap with you, Claire, and I'm really grateful for it. I'm just so annoyed that it took me a while to send the box to you because my health and everything was getting on top of me, so I couldn't really get out of the house to post it. And then now it's stuck in transit. It seems like I know that it's definitely gone overseas now, that's for sure. I'm glad you love doing the swap too. I really am, because I enjoy doing like the shopping for you and grabbing a few bits there, and then and then I absolutely loved receiving the box. And yeah, I sobbed like a baby when I saw Issa in the box. I absolutely sobbed. And then I went to do the video and I sobbed some more. US mail is terrible. I don't blame you for any of that. Oh, that's kind of you to say, because that's one of the issues that I was like worried about sending abroad. And you know, I was panicking because I thought, well, if my box takes ages to get sent over and I receive your box, and it just doesn't seem fair. But thank you. The main point of doing the swap for you was getting my items. Well, see, now that makes me feel. Bottom family, I just bought some bits for a swap. Ooh, have you now? Who are you doing a box swap with? Because I'd love to see that video. I love doing box swaps. I really do. I did a box swap with Lightning Lass when we used to both have a subscription box called Glitterbox. And we seemed to be the only few people on YouTube that were subscribed to Glitterbox. And Glitterbox was a subscription box which was only makeup products. And you'd get about 4 to 5 products each month, but it was quite expensive. So it was like £18 a box. But we justified it because it was makeup. And A lot of people didn't like it because the first box had a lot of like drugstore items in it, which they claimed they could get cheaper elsewhere. But did you see my messages about the item I ordered you from? Do you know, I did see your email last night, and then I saw you mention about the item that you'd spoken to me about in Skype, and my memory is like a fish. I cannot for the life of me remember what we talked about. Not a thing. I've been racking my brain all night. I was like, what did we talk about? I can't remember. I just remember we talked for hours, and yeah, I can't actually remember what we said. But yeah, so yeah, me and Lightning Lass used to get Glitterbox. I think I put it in the wrong place. And then it suddenly stopped. They said that they couldn't do it anymore, so they stopped it. And me and Lightning Lass were like, we really enjoyed that box. So we decided to do a box swap with each other and do it like a glitter box. So I actually sent her my box using an old glitter box box that I had left. And I did a little card and everything explaining why I bought what I bought for her, and yeah, and she loved it. So yeah, Bolland family. Ah, that's so lovely, Claire. I'm doing too. My first YouTuber friend asked to do one next month, and I have something with someone else a bit different. I've messaged you on Skype since chatting that night. You just had to read out like that. Oh, all right, okay. I'll have to look back through the messages. Yeah, I'll have to look back on the messages on that one because I can't for the life of me remember what we said. So I'm sorry. Seriously, if I don't write things down, I cannot remember a darn thing. Talking of writing things down. Is anybody else like me using notebooks to keep lists? I've got lists everywhere. Like this is a little like project book with all these different tabs. And so the first section is all of my project pans. So I've got all of these here. And then the next section is all my purchases and how much they cost. And then the next section is all my makeup use up. So all my beauty products that I use up and how much they were worth. So in January, I used a total of £45.87. Anybody else do this? And then the last section is all about like my makeup inventory. So noting down all my numbers of how many like primers, foundations, blushes, lip products, and all of that. And then in the back, I have a list of all the makeup products that I want to use up. Anybody else as crazy as I am making all these lists about their makeup, or is it just me? Shooter 101, can someone help me out? Should I surprise my girlfriend with makeup, or is it something she has to pick out? Shooter 101, it depends, because when my husband comes home with makeup for me, it's a really nice gift, and it really means that he knows what I like, and he, he's picked it out. And so it's obviously something he either knows that I've been asking for a long time, or it's something that he would like to see me wear. And that means a lot to me. But also as well is if she's quite fussy about what she likes and you're not 100% sure of what she likes, maybe a gift card would be nice, because that way then you're still giving her the gift of makeup, but then she gets the excitement of going and choosing it herself as well. So for me, it would depend on whether there's something that she really, really wants, but she's been talking herself out of it for a while, like myself and the Sofx palette by Makeup Revolution. I really wanted that palette for a really long time, kept talking myself out of it, and so friends always brag about the makeup they buy, and my girlfriend makes this face. Yeah. If she's the type of girl that wears makeup as well, because if she's making a face because, their way of wearing a lot of makeup and she doesn't, specific store. It depends on your budget. Surprises are always great. You're crazy with notebooks too, Claire. Just seen your comment. I would try and maybe get a gift card for the store that you think that she would generally like to buy from, but maybe doesn't tend to buy from because she doesn't have the budget. Especially if it is for a birthday or a special occasion, some place like MAC or Urban Decay, they're really nice. Always be aware as well is if she's wants to be vegan or animal cruelty free, then obviously MAC and Urban Decay. I don't think Urban Decay are cruelty free. I'm not sure, but be aware if she's cruelty free. Aware if she wants to be like cruelty free. Otherwise, yeah, I would. I mean, for me, I got a MAC gift card for Mother's Day last year, and I was over the moon because it meant that I got the experience then to go shopping in MAC. And that was the first time I'd ever been able to go shopping in MAC. So, in a sense, a gift card, a lot of people see it as a cop out, but for me, it's a double whammy of a gift, because not only do I get the gift of the gift card knowing that the person bought me because they knew I wanted makeup, but then I get the joy of going and picking that makeup and buying it. So for me, a gift card is amazing. You just lit my brain. Her friends shop at MAC, I believe. Yeah. Well, if you go into MAC, I know they do gift cards of different amounts. Honestly, £10 is not going to get you anything in MAC. So you're going to need to be buying at least 15 to £20 in MAC. For just one item. It is an expensive store, but it is a treat. For me, MAC is a treat. I can go to the drugstore and buy L'Oreal or Maybelline or Makeup Revolution, or Revolution as it's now known, anytime I want. But if I got a MAC gift card, then I really find it a special treat. Is there anything I should focus on, like good lipstick or eyeliners, etc.? Daniel Thomas. Hello, Big Loser here. How are you? Is that my brother, Daniel Thomas? MAC is, I think you're best off sticking with a lipstick. Lipstick or eyeshadow. No, I'm in the USA. You're definitely not my brother. My brother's called Daniel Thomas, FYI. So yeah, MAC is well known for its lipsticks. One shade of lipstick that pretty much every girl has in their collection is Velvet Teddy. It's a real nice nude, and yeah, every girl really gets that. Yeah, I have a brother named Daniel Thomas. Yeah, don't speak much, but don't speak at all. But you know, yeah, coincidence. That's why I was like, hello. Since when does my brother watch my YouTube channel? But yeah, so Velvet Teddy from MAC would probably knock your girlfriend's socks off. Shooter 101 if you got her that. The good thing as well is now MAC do a yes, the Viva Glam collection. Yeah, definitely look at them. Yeah, MAC also do some minis as well, so you can get a little bit more for your money that way. So you can buy a mini lipstick for about £10 or £12, and some of their glitter pigments as well, their shimmer pigments, for about £10 or £12. So you know you can get a little bit more for your money by going for the minis, or you can buy the full size, which is going to cost you about £16.50, I think, for a MAC lipstick full size. So yeah. So Velvet Teddy is gorgeous. I don't own it, though. I don't own it yet. I have two MAC lipsticks here. I have Amorous, which I think is a real nice colour. Which is like a deep sort of plum sort of colour. So it's that, which is really, really pretty. And that is a satin. So the finish on that is really, really nice. And then I have the lipstick that I bought with my Mother's Day gift card for my daughter, which is Ruby Woo, which is a classic retro matte red. So it's like a deep blue toned red, which is absolutely stunning. So if you like a red lip, then Ruby Woo is a classic. If you like a more of a nude lip, I'd probably go Velvet Teddy. So yeah. I may go soon, need a bath so I can show off my skills in the Nuto. I'm going to go do them in order, so Tarte palette today. Oh, okay then. Thanks a lot, Laura. I mean, I've been going a long time, so man, I feel bad because the whole time she thought I would get mad at her buying name brand makeup. But I don't mind. I just didn't know she wanted to switch up her looks. But that's the thing, is like sometimes it depends, because like sometimes my husband will go nuts spending a lot of money on me, buying lots and lots of makeup, and then I get a little bit like frustrated with him because I'm like, okay, stop now, you know, we have bills to pay. But if it's for a treat, you know, no girl can say no to new makeup if it's a bit of a treat every now and again. It's hard to have too much communication in a relationship. Take care. Hope to chat soon. Keep an eye on Skype. Yeah, I'll give you maybe a chat later on Skype, Laura. So go and have fun. Play with your palette and hope that your camera records this time. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes Yeah. Sometimes it can be difficult when your husband or your boyfriend is constantly buying you more and more makeup. That can become frustrating. But I know it sounds daft, but I don't want my husband to just shower me with gifts all the time. I want time with him is more precious to me than gifts. But yeah, if it's in your budget, that's the thing. You have to keep within your budget. As much as you would probably like to own MAC and like to own Urban Decay or Estee Lauder or any of those big brand names, it's got to be within your budget. As I say, I've only got 2 MAC lipsticks. One of those was a Mother's Day gift. The other one I bought by myself. But that's it. That's all I have of MAC. I don't have anything else by MAC. Without siding with my girlfriend, how much is reasonable for a gift card to MAC? In order to, I would probably say, if you're going to buy minis, a £30 gift card would be great because you can get at least 3 minis for that. But if she's wanting to buy eyeshadow palette or a mineralized skin finish powder or anything like that, you're looking between £30 and £50, and you're not going to get a lot for that for your money either, because you are looking at £16-20 per product. So £50 would probably buy her a couple of items full size. So yeah, I think as a little treat, £50 on MAC would probably be enough. Direct colon. How are you? I'm great. How are you? I'm getting quite a few new people here today, so I don't know if it's just because it's a live, people searching for lives, but yeah, I'm doing really well today, thank you. I've been on for quite a while, so I may end up going very soon. So, but yeah, definitely, MAC is expensive. It's very expensive. I know that the lipsticks are about £16.50 here in the UK. Not sure on American prices, but yeah. So have a nice day. I will do. Thank you. I think my husband might be starting lunch soon. Lunch, dinner, lunch. So I may have to go soon. So I have to go get ready for work now. Glad I caught this live. Oh, thank you, Claire. It's really nice to actually chat with you for a bit. And yeah, I hope you get my parcel very, very soon, because I can't wait to see what you think of the bits that I got in there. And in fact, I'm starting to forget what I put in. I told you my memory is like a fish. So can you do a box opening so I can remember what I put in? But yeah, I mean, is there any reason why you want to, specific reason, why you want to buy some makeup for your girlfriend Shooter? Is it a birthday or just because you love her? Have a nice day, Claire. Don't work too hard. So, yeah. My favourite place is Urban Decay. I love Urban Decay. I have 2 Urban Decay lipsticks that are really, really nice as well. Again, a classic from Urban Decay is Back Talk. which is a real nice, like, mauvey nude. So this one is a real classic colour for girls, which is this one. So that's a real classic to buy from Urban Decay. A lot of girls like Back Talk. They also have a palette now called Back Talk, which is all eyeshadows, very similar to this shade as well. So I know I'm going to let her buy a bit of makeup and look through her makeup when she's not looking, and buy her more of different colours. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Yeah. It's nice. It's a really good idea to actually look through your girlfriend's makeup collection that she already owns, because then you can kind of see what she's using, you know. So if you look through my collection, you'll see a lot of these sort of mauvey type nudes in my lipstick collection specifically, because those are the colours I'm really, really drawn to. Whereas the deep reds, I don't have that many. So in that sense, I would prefer like something either along this line of these purple nudes, or maybe another red, because I don't have very many in my collection. Oh, you did make me lunch. Aww, that's so sweet.
You might have to turn that down.
Okay.
I forgot your disgusting smart.
So yeah, it's a good idea to have a look through her collection, see what colours she's drawn to, which make up the majority of her collection. And that gives you a good idea of what sort of colours, you know, she likes. But then you've got to go with, do you go with something that she has a lot of, or something that she doesn't have very many of, you know? But I would say if her collection is a lot of like very nude and neutral colours, I'd probably stay away from bright colours, because she's maybe not a bright coloured sort of makeup wearer. Me, I don't care. I will wear everything. So, you know, yeah, I'm pretty open. Thank you, Dylan. Ah,
Fudge.
thank you. Right. Oh, I'm about to drop it again. Okay, so as you can see, my lunch has arrived. So I'm gonna have to say goodbye, because I don't want to eat in public. So Shooter, I hope that whatever you decide to do, that your girlfriend is really excited to receive whatever it is you decide to get her. Or if you decide to go for the gift card route, that you and I suggest you go with her to MAC, and let her pick something out, you know, maybe even as an extra special way of doing it. What you could do is, like, when you're out shopping, just sort of veer her towards the MAC store, and then when she's like looking at you going, what are we doing here, you can go, right, you've got 50 quid, sweetheart, and you can buy whatever you want. You've got 50 quid. And she'll probably squeal, give you a great big hug, and then she'll be so excited, looking around the store, choosing lots of stuff.
She'll spend the next 3 hours going,
Yes, you might end up standing there watching her swatch everything.
So, make sure you have plenty of phone battery and decent games.
Yes. From one man to another, my husband's tip was, make sure you have plenty of phone battery so you can play Candy Crush while she's swatching all these beautiful lipsticks and eyeshadows.
And just do everything she said. That's nice. Yeah.
Yes, and nod profusely. Oh, that's beautiful, darling. So, yeah, you'll have to send me a message, Shooter, and let me know what you decided to do, because I'd love to hear what you ended up doing. So But anyway, I am going to go and eat my dinner while it's still hot. I have a beautiful omelette because my husband makes fantastic omelette. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you will subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can be notified the next time I upload a video. This has been one of my first lives, and I've waffled on for 2 hours. So yeah, it's been fun. It has been a lot of fun getting to talk to you. So yes, please do let me know how it went, Shooter. And good luck. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye.